Hello and welcome to our usually Thursday night session of D&D, but we had to do a little bit of makeup, and we are now playing on, for this session only, Monday night. We're following the adventures we're following the exploits of a group of adventurers that don't really have a name yet, but they have already done many good deeds. They're currently in the city of Stormhaven, and they are helping out the royal family and the people of Stormhaven, being the good folk that they are. They're currently, I believe, in a secret basement lab study area that no one knew existed. And from this secret area in the castle, undead are spawning, running away from. There are undead in here, and they are trying to leave this place, which is unfortunate for the people in the castle. So our players decided to descend into depths and take care of this threat. They came upon a number of strange things, one being a massive library full of arcane and occult, maybe even forbidden texts, heretical even. There was some strange alchemist supplies and potions and liquids here as well. At the far end of the room there was a strange wall that was silver in appearance. So far your attempts to open this wall or door proved did not bear any fruit, but unexpectedly, as you were sort of trying to leave this place, the wall turned slightly translucent, almost see-through, and then you saw running out of it was a ghoul coming towards you at breakneck speed, sprinting even. I believe that's where we left off, unless there's anything else someone wants to say.
Oh.
All right. Everyone roll initiative. So let me get the tracker up. Sorry, let's do your tokens out first. So there's only one dude here, so I'm not really gonna have you guys. He's running right at you.
Do we have a battle map? Am I just not
there is not one for this because it's literally one dude running straight at you. And I feel like, I mean, I can make one for 5v1 or 4v1 if you want, but I'll just do it like it because he's literally within your range. He's in this room study with you now. He's running at you. He crossed the threshold of the door, running at you along this carpet that has muddy footprints all over it, but nevertheless is oddly pristine along with the rest of this room. And you got a sweet, well, not so sweet ghoul boy. Alright, he rolled a fat 9. Let's see what else rolled. On and got a 2. I'm sorry, you got 17 actually.
Well, I got a 17, but I hadn't picked my token.
Yeah.
So.
I just go with the first roll. I'm assuming Aja has a higher dex than you on it. Just her being a rogue.
Yeah, I have a dex +1, so I'm pretty sure that she's winning.
Okay, and Alistair got a 13.
And Tara's roll 20 is not working.
Yeah, somebody might need to roll for me. I'm not sure what's up with roll 20, but it's not wanting to work.
Alright, yeah, if you have a physical die, you can do that too. And I can just put in the values for you.
Or that you kind of cut out there.
I do
Yeah, you're roboting out a little bit.
not.
Okay. And have no fear, I can look at your character sheet real quick. Alright, you... Let's see. You got like a +5, yeah, okay. Oh, that's not right. Actually, it shouldn't matter. Because it's the same. Okay, so you got... Well, it won't show up anyway. Ah! Okay. So, Aja, you are first to act. You see this ghoul run through this now translucent door that even now is beginning to change back into its, I don't know, no longer translucent shape. I don't know. It's no longer. It's rapidly becoming like a normal door. It's no longer. It's no longer being. It's no longer see-through. But this ghoul is hauling ass towards you. Oh my lord. Okay. So you definitely hit it. You don't get sneak attack because it's still about 10 feet away from you. But 11 is. It takes that in the shoulder and it stumbles and falls down and starts to get back up, scrabbling at the carpet and just like scratching up, and just starts to stand back up and begins running towards you again.
Alright, I think for my bonus action, I'm gonna shoot again.
Alright. That definitely hits. So there's black ichor or blood, something. It feels like it should be pouring a lot more. Let's see, it should be a lot more viscous, but this is like a tar-like substance that's like oozing out of the wounds it has sustained. On it.
I'm gonna cast me some chill touch.
Good. Alright, yes. So, this thing starts running back towards you, and there's out of
Whoops,
sort of behind it, this spectral hand grasps its feet. Yeah, it's dead. But spectral hand grabs its foot around the ankle, and it tries to struggle against it before it just and as it's struggling, you see its struggles start to weaken and weaken and weaken, and just slumps over dead.
Well, are there any more where that came from?
And make a perception check.
All right.
Man. You guys are great in combat, bad at everything else. Okay, Tara. You notice two things, Tara. You notice you don't hear any other, the scrabbling of, claws or pitter-patter of feet on stone, but you notice that the translucent mithril door that this ghoul ran out of, which seems to be impossible, but somehow did, is now just a silver state once again. And you also notice that during your fight with the ghoul, the door behind you closed. The partially open door that was behind you closed.
Can I try and pick up the ghoul and kind of throw it at the door to see if it goes through again?
Yes, you can. You'll need a strength athletics check to do so.
Oh.
You can get someone to help you.
There must be some sort of alchemy on this thing to make it heavier than it actually is. Could I get some help with this one?
Tara will help.
All right.
Yeah, together you manage to throw this ghoul.
But then she touches the ghoul and sort of recoils after realizing she's not wearing gloves and is like, ugh.
Yeah, it's really cold and clammy, and there's this black tar-like substance oozing out of its wounds, and it's just gross, and its teeth are rotten, and the ones it still has are rotten, and it just smells of death and blood.
Quick presentation after.
But
Both
you,
of us?
Yep. Gotta
you
say that,
guys,
guys.
you guys are like heave ho, and you throw it at the door, and it just crumples against it and slides down. And there's like a a tar stain down the door.
I would like to try and open the door behind us that's shut because that's not excellent.
All right. Yeah, it is locked.
From the inside or the outside?
You aren't sure. You're trying the knob, and it's not moving.
Is there any kind of lock mechanism visible?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, can I try and use it?
You can. Do you have a key or something in there? Lock these tools?
I do not.
Hey.
So Anand's going to turn around to the rest of the party and be like, we appear to be locked in.
What's... Sorry, go ahead.
Can anybody do anything about that?
What's the door made of? The one, not the mithril one.
The one behind you that you came in through is like made of a sturdy wood, but it's like banded with steel. It's like reinforced door. The lock and the knob or handle mechanism is also like a steel or metal thing as well.
Slizik and anyone else? They can break it down, maybe?
Well, there is a keyhole.
I've got
Any
tools.
I don't really hear anything else on the other side, but I'm wondering if we might go that way.
I would say perhaps we try and unlock it in a normal fashion so that if anything comes through that door again, perhaps it will stay in here.
All right. So if you can always try to unlock either door, although you don't know exactly how you would the mithril one because it's sort of a blank. It's like a blank sort of sheet of metal.
Being that Tara can't really contribute to unlocking the normal door, she's going to go in front of the mithril one. And can I try and summon my familiar on the other side and look through its eyes to see what's there?
Yeah. Do you need a C to be able to do that?
It doesn't actually specify. That's the weird thing.
Okay. Yeah. So you can definitely do that. What shape is your familiar?
This time around, it'll be, I guess, a owl.
Okay. So you summon this owl on the other end of the door. I'm guessing you're doing like 5 feet from the door. Or from you, rather. Or 10 feet, to be safe, I would guess.
Yeah, 10 feet is the distance of Find Familiar anyway, so 10 feet.
Alright, so when you look through the owl's eyes on her side, you see a cross-like intersection. Here, look at it. Sweet draw shapes going. No, it's free-handed. So this is what you see. This is the mithril door behind you. This is your owl, who
This is your owl on drugs.
I'm not going to draw very well, but I'll try. Here's your owl. There's the mithril door. To the south of him, there's like a cross-like thing like this. And there's a passageways to the left, and to the right, and to the north.
Okay, well, I'm going to try the obvious solution. He's going to try and bump into the door.
As he approaches the door, it turns translucent, and he is able to walk through it, or fly through it.
He will stay in the middle of a door, sort of like how you would hold an elevator. And Tara's going to turn around to the others and do sort of like a gesturing bow towards the cross intersection.
All right. Good thinking.
This is either an excellent idea or a terrible idea, but I say we go for it.
Well, you should be lucky to know that I have nothing in the middle. It's only one of the two.
Well, all right. Let's go on. Now,
So as you are approaching the door, you see it turning back to its normal state with your owl still in the middle.
Can I haul ass through?
Uh,
Because I'm right next to it.
yeah, I would say
right here.
you can. And as you get across the I don't want to. Actually, I would say when you get to the door, sorry, I'm from your token. So when you get to the door, you can see through it, but you can't move through it still.
That's odd.
would I know anything about any of this kind of magic?
Yes. Do an Arcana check.
Can I do one as well?
Yes.
Ooh.
Does anyone have guidance? Okay. Man. Okay, Aja. Okay. Sorry. Aja, you recall something like these in your studies at Odessa. You recall reading about wizards, if they wanted to protect secret parts of their lab or study or whatever, would often install a magic door. There are a number of ways to specify who or what can go through, but normally you need a password or an item to get through.
Does do you relay that?
Yes, I relay that.
Anna's going to take, because she took the weird notebook written in blood. She's going to take that up to the door and see if that does anything.
It does not. The door has darkened, but it's still translucent enough that you can barely see the owl just standing in there. He's just chilling.
Can I check the ghoul for items?
Yeah, do an investigation check.
In the meanwhile, I will Jaeger my owl through there.
And he
look
comes out.
around a bit.
He comes out unscathed.
No. I mean through the intersection. Like he's going to go further in and look around.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this ghoul doesn't appear to have anything on him. That would if it was a item that allows him to get through, you don't think this ghoul in particular has something special on him that allows him to do so. It seems to just based on it might be a sort of one-way situation from the other side of the door, you think? Because the owl is also able to cross through as long as it's on that side.
So is there what language is that notebook written in?
It is written in many languages, but is primarily infernal.
Anand is just going to try to say open to the door in Infernal.
Alright, so you say open, and
Yes.
it gets slightly more transparent, but it if you try to go through it, still nothing. You still can't go through it.
Well, that did something. I said open for the record. If you were going to put a passcode on a door, and it began with open, what do you think would follow?
Sesame?
Oh, that's terrible. You know what? She's gonna try it anyway.
It does not. Nothing happens. It doesn't change shape at all, or transparency doesn't change. Your owl is flying around. Notices that these are all doors that are. So the door. Sorry, it's brief. The door to the top here. One second. Freehand is closed. The door up here closed. The door to the right is closed. The door to the left is slightly ajar.
And these are normal doors?
They look like it.
Well, he will fly over to the slightly ajar door.
Alright. Looking inside, he sees that it is. I'm assuming he's like, is he trying to be stealthy? Is he trying to peek in?
Reasonably stealthy for a tiny creature, I suppose.
Alright. Roll a stealth check then.
I think it's a +3 for owls.
Look at those silent wings. Did I give you an owl? I don't. Oh, right, you never summoned your familiar before, so I didn't give you a sheet for him. This is your first time. Okay, yeah, so he swoops low and fast. And he goes in and looks in this doorway, and he sees it's sort of a. Or you see through his eyes that it's like some sort of torture room. There are like racks set up, and there are people, or not people, but rather bodies, corpses, strapped to some of them. Some of them are cut open. Some of them are missing, like cut open, like their ribs on display, their organs on display. Some of them are missing limbs, or fingers or toes, or like their head, or if their head's present, is missing, also missing, like maybe its eyes are cut out, or its teeth, or its tongue. And it's essentially a horror show in here. But you do see that some of the torture racks where a subject would be strapped into and subjected to this torture, those restraints have been broken free.
Tara gags on the other side of the door.
If you could smell the blood through them, I think you can. It's just sight, but you can smell the blood. It would probably be very bad.
She gags at the sight.
But yeah, this intrepid owl is the only one, and through his eyes, Tara is the only witness to this. But the rest of you are trying to open this door still. Onid, you think I was just talking about this this journal you found, and Alaric says I think you should check the journal again. Maybe there's a clue in there.
Okay, Anand's gonna reread the journal.
Alright, give me an investigation check, please. Alright, so looking through the journal, like I said, most of it's gibberish and nonsense. There's that page where it's talking about like killing them all, bathed in blood, that sort of thing. It's really disconcerting. But you flip to another page that is written entirely in Infernal. And it strikes you as odd because it's the only page to be so far. And it says over and over again in different fonts and different, like, broken sometimes, but there's one phrase repeated over and over again. It says, "Open the gates."
Oh, she's gonna try that one. Open the gates in Infernal.
And when you say that out loud, the door turns fully transparent. the mithril door.
Well then, shall we?
Right, let's work our way through.
You all right there, Tara?
Yeah. Be wary of the left.
Okay.
Anyone there? I mean, are there any enemies we should know about?
Nobody living. Did you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my computer sucks, so I don't know what transmits and what doesn't sometimes.
And as you guys sort of step through the door, Alaric is with you. He sort of starts sniffing. He shakes his head and he says, he says, careful, there are more undead about.
Can you can smell them?
He says, well, in a way, yes.
Yeah, okay.
More like I can sense them and it comes across as a smell.
All right. I will. I want to do a little bit of scouting. Well, make sure all of our bases are. So we have the room on the left, and then a room on the right. Check the room on the right.
Okay, there is a door there. So unfortunately, the owl cannot, or a creature without hands cannot open this.
Oh,
I want to sneak up to it.
Well, we can go through now, right? So.
Yeah, everyone can go through this sort of like, if you're gonna play along with the sweet drawing I did, this amazing drawing I did. Then yeah, you guys can totally go through. Also, you guys should all see your health of your party members and your names. Lyrics you shouldn't see, but everyone else uses you should. And if you can't, let me know. Because it means I have to edit something. Right? Roll20 recently updated their settings, and so things I had saved are no longer.
So I see everyone's but Alaric.
Yep, that's what you should see. Okay, so you're going to this right room? Or the room to the right, rather?
yeah.
And I was just trying to open it, I believe, is what you said?
Well, I wanted to sneak up to it and see if I could hear anything behind it.
Alright, yeah, give me a stealth and then a perception. Alright, you're fairly confident in your sneaking, maybe due to the soles of your shoes, but you don't really, no sound really echoes throughout these sort of narrow stone walls. But as you get up to the door, you can't really place your ear next to it. You can't really hear anything on the other side.
All right, then I'm just gonna reach for the handle and try to.
And it does open, but it opens with a. It has not been oiled in some time.
Do I hear anything now?
No. But you smell something. Something very bad.
Is it death?
Oh, yes.
Is there a light on in there, or is it completely dark?
It is completely dark.
Well, I've got a light on my staff that I cast 2 weeks ago.
I mean, you can apply it again if you want.
Yeah, sure.
I gotta make a phone call real quick. Be right back.
Alright, so you cast light on your staff. What's the situation like? Is the door partially open? Is it fully open?
Partially.
Okay, so you're going to try to, like, it's going to be very awkward to get Alistair's staff into the partially open door.
Oh, wait, I'll say on my shield. I realize I don't have a staff.
Okay. So, do you hand this, like, it's going to be a tight fit. Like, I'm trying to, you have light on your shield now so you can see, which is good. But if you're trying to illuminate this room, you probably need to, how ajar is the door? Let me ask you that. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like a
45 degrees.
45 degrees. Okay. Yeah, that is big enough for someone probably like you actually to slip through. Alistair can probably slip through as well, but it'd be a tight fit. You'd have to suck it in a little bit.
Is the shield reflective at all? Like, can I use it as a mirror or no?
I think it just emits light. Once you place light on it, it just emits light in a 20 foot bright, 20 foot dim, I believe. So 40 feet in total you can see out of.
Alright, I guess I'll just wedge it in there enough to illuminate the space and then pop my head.
Alright, this is what you see. And let me make sure. Sorry, 1 second. Do. This is what you see. Now, you're not all in here, of course, but so just sort of you can see this, Aja. But you see this massive room that looks like well, it's stone, but there's like metal grills in the floor where something can be drained out of. Along around those grills is just a bunch of dried blood. Stacked up almost to the ceiling are just mountains and mountains of bodies in various states of decomposure. All races are present that you can see. There's humans.
Is that a pit in the middle?
I would say that's a column. It's not supposed to be anything like that. But you see there's bones strewn about, there's partially decomposed bodies, there's of humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, gnomes, dragonborn. Just all the races, and it is a horror show.
Oh,
I need you to make a con saving throw. Aja. Alright. So the sight of all of this death is too much for your senses, particularly your olfactory, and you just vomit.
are you all right in there?
You just hear her going, bleh! On the other side of the door.
I've got a strong stomach from all that drinking, so I'm gonna stumble back out of there, and I'm gonna close the door behind me and rest my back against it.
hell?
What happened in there?
So much death. And it really stinks.
That's where they're getting the ghouls from. You mind if I take a look?
The chamber on the left was a torture chamber, so I'm guessing these are, I don't know, people they failed their tests on.
I'm gonna go on through the door.
Alright, so
I'll I'll do the peppermint oil trick. Just the
Alright.
precipitation on the nose.
so that lowers the DC for the con save, but you still have to make it because it's too strong in here.
Okay.
Alright, that is you needed a 10. So you also throw up.
Oh, yeah. I'll prestigitate that away. Okay, take a. I want to look for any sort of arcane looking, like anything necromantic, inscription, or spellcast residue. That.
Alright. So give me an investigation check. Alright, so you don't see any runes or sigils of an unsavory nature, but you do note that not all these people were killed in the same way.
Okay.
It looks like from what you can see, every and all manner of ways to apply death, and some you previously even didn't know about, have been performed on these bodies. You see burn marks on some. You see like skin blackened and peeled from that. Maybe there's also, you see skin rotted away, skin eaten away by might be acid. Corpses just bloated, maybe due to being killed with poison. The fingers of some and toes of some just crumbled to dust, probably as a result of frostbite or something similar. And then there's also the standard, like, oh, this person's been cut, this person's been bludgeoned, strangled, pierced, that sort of thing. You do know some are missing organs, while others, their organs are in there. And so it's a variety of different ways to kill someone is present in this room.
Is there much around besides just kind of like a piles of bodies? Like I see that there's like a circle of blood. Is that?
Yeah, it's kind of where the blood is draining into. There's like a slight incline, you think, is in the middle of the room, and there's these like drainage or grills, metal grills there that allow blood to seep into, but all the blood is dried. Looks like, especially caked pretty heavily around these drains.
I want to kind of bring my shield up to the grate and like kind of try and take a look down into the drain. Is it like? Does it seem to? Where does it seem to go?
It goes down for quite a bit, but you're not certain where exactly. Give me a perception roll, Alistair. Alright. So, due to the silence of this place, I mean, the stench is almost unbearable, but except for your peppermint. but due to the silence, relative silence of it, it comes as a small surprise as one of the bodies from the top of the pile falls.
One of the bodies, like it moves on itself.
One of the bodies from the top of the pile falls. It does, and when it falls, it just tumbles down and goes sort of thud against the floor, but doesn't move from that position. But where the pile that it fell from, you now notice there's almost imperceptible movements coming from within.
Okay, I want to just say out to everyone, like, get in here, there's movement. And I'll call out to the pile. If you're friendly, say so now. If not, we're going to destroy you.
And
Anand's gonna come in there, following
So-
Alistair.
everyone that comes in, except for Aja, needs to make a con saving throw. But you now have a bonus due to you being next to Alaric. And
I can't roll for
his
crap
bonus is
tonight.
enough to prevent you two from vomiting. Tara, you're completely fine, but Onid, it like comes up into your mouth and you go and you swallow it.
God.
Ugh.
But you are able to maintain your dignity in front of your party members.
That's worse.
What's dignity?
Something Anand is very fond of.
Yeah, I want to.
And when you said friend or foe, as everyone comes in this room, you see that whereas there was the one pile you pointed out to your group, now there are several piles around the room that begin to rustle.
Okay. Less likely. There's a lot of people who survived. This is a fight. This is a fight. All right.
And out of the pile, you see bursting forth and like an explosion of bodies. You see several undead leap out and begin to try to attack you.
Initiative, I'm guessing?
Yes, initiative.
Oh, I rolled above a 10.
So while most of them appear to be similar to the ghouls you killed and the zombies that were slain in the palace, and on your way here, one looks different. He looks larger, more ferocious, more for an undead put together. Tar, do you normally have advantage on initiative rolls? Or is that just a misclick?
I think she rolled before her token.
And Walker got a 17. Rather, who's Walker? Alistair.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't click my token the first time around, so I just re-rolled it and I changed it in the initiative order to 10.
Okay. And then all of these enemies. Alright, Aja, you are first to act once again.
2, please.
Definitely a hit. And he
And
begins.
then I'm gonna shoot him again.
All right. Also a hit. Because they're not really wearing pretty much nothing. Even though I believe D&D has given them loincloths for decency, I think they would have been stripped of that by these individuals, so technically they're naked. But you deal 2 quick crossbow bolts to chest, deals a grievous wound, whereas that would fell a normal person, you think, maybe due to his sort of undead nature. He seemed to shrug off this damage and is running towards you still. In fact, he will reach you on his turn, and he will attack with his claws. Which he rolls a 7, which misses. And since they're ghouls, they suck, and that's his turn. Alright, Ghoul 1 is also going to approach you, Aja, because you're on the left there. He will attack also with his claws. That is a hit, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Alright, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Alright. So, when he strikes you, you feel something, like your limbs begin to lock up briefly, but you just flex your muscles a little bit, and that feeling passes. But that's his turn.
Does it do damage?
Yeah, I did 6 slashing. I already just took it off for you. Sorry, if it says claws 21. Sorry, I thought you saw it. I usually announce it. My apologies. Alistair, you are up.
All right. Say quickly to the others. Have you got any fire spells? Would they be able to respond at all?
On their turn.
And I'm going to cast web. That'll be 20-foot cube, encompassing cast, ghoul 2 and 4. And so that'll be, leave dexterity saving throws for them.
So 20-foot radius cube?
It's a 20-foot cube.
Oh, because that's a... So what are you doing it like? You're doing it like... That's bad.
Yeah. Like, yeah. That should be able to reach, right?
It'll be a 4x4 because everything is 5 feet. So you could do.
Okay.
So you get 2 of them at the most.
Yeah, I'm gonna get those.
Bottom 2 or top 2?
The top 2.
All right. Just remind me what web does really quick, or it's posted in there so I can see.
So, dex save when they start their turn.
Did you make it right away when they start their turn? Starts its turn? Okay. So it's not their turn, so they can't make it, but it's for now difficult terrain. If I'm reading that right.
Yeah, it becomes difficult terrain, and when they start their turn in the webs, or enter them during the turn, they gotta make a dex save. Or else they are restrained. After that, they gotta make a strength check against DC. And also, it's flammable.
Nice.
causing extra fire damage. But yeah, and I'll. So it would be like more space to go through somebody, right? It's like double or whatever.
Yeah, it's double to go through someone unless you're a small creature.
In that case, I'm just going to. Is the hole in the middle? Is it like it's like graded, right? Like you could stand on it. And not
Yes.
fall in.
There's nothing you can fall in here.
I'm just gonna move up there, give everyone else some room to maneuver, and then that'll be my turn.
Alright, Ghoul 3 needs to make a dex save. It starts his turn. He critically succeeded.
Cool. Great.
So he knows you did something, and he's just gonna move towards you, try to attack you. Putting a lot of time. Parkour. Gonna go with the claws.
Wow. Oh yeah, that hits. All right. So I gotta make a con save. Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. You were outside. I add the aura to Lyric so you can see the bonus he provides from saving throws. That's where you need to be, in that zone. But you're good. You just take the damage. Take 6 slashing. You want you feel your limbs seize up, almost like you've slept in an uncomfortable position. That's the word. For a long time, and you gotta like shake the or get the blood flowing again. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
All right. So Alaric, he does have. I think he has a no. So he will point his hand at Ghoul 3 and cast Guiding Bolt. Which he critically fails, so that misses. Even though, okay, yeah, that misses and goes wide. That's sort of his turn. He does move up here so people can benefit from his saving throw. But other than that, that's it. That's his turn. He does say, "Stay close to me." Tara.
Let me see. Is the ghast in the web?
Yeah.
Gas.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I'm having analysis paralysis. I'm gonna give Alistair a hand. I'm gonna move over here and stab the ghoul.
Alright, yeah, that does hit.
Oh, nice. Well, 11 damage to him.
Once again, they're practically naked. They have no armor. Just them in the dex bonus. Alright.
Nice.
Bonus action. Anything like that? Are you good?
Oh, no, I don't have a bonus action.
Alright. On it is your turn.
Okay, important question. What is in the web?
Ghast is the only thing in the web currently.
Okay, cool. I cast Hellish Rebuke at the web.
Something has to damage you first.
Oh, right, I did.
It's a reaction.
Yeah. Darn. Then you know what? I cast Shocking Grasp at ghoul number 1, because that's the one in my easiest line of sight.
And that pulls it towards you, right?
Or, no, you know what? I cast Chill Touch. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just not. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm casting Chill Touch.
Okay. That does hit.
Alright, so 5 necrotic damage and then disadvantage on its next turn because it's undead.
Okay. So you see that the spectral, like, skeletal hand is like, almost like gripping it by one of its left forearm, and is like pulling it away from Aja, and it's struggling against it. The ghast will come now. So he makes a strength saving throw, dex saving throw. Dex. And he is restrained. He ain't going anywhere. So it starts its turn there. So now it started its turn there, so he's restrained. He has to make a strength saving throw to break out, essentially.
Like
Right.
every.
So that's his action, though.
Yes.
Okay. So he will try to break out. Doesn't have any bonuses. Well, he does. It's just a normal strength bonus, but. Alright. So he breaks out, but he's done. That's his turn. I'll say he moves one out, but he's still in the web. So he's right there. That's his turn. Ghoul 4. I mean, he's going to run straight at the closest person, which would be... He's going to go right here. He didn't like that really bright light that Alaric shot out, even though it was mostly, if not totally, ineffective. But it did get his attention, as if he's going to attack. That does not hit Alaric, though. His claws scratch against the plate armor. Makes a horrendous sound like nails on a chalkboard. Alright, Aja's turn.
So bonus action, disengage. I'm going to go here. And then I feel like there's something fishy up with that ghast, so I'm going to shoot at him.
Alright. That definitely hits. So he's like struggling against this web, and you hit him, and he goes, "Brr!" But now he's looking at you.
For a free action, I want to flip him the bird.
All right, yeah, totally. So this ghoul will, let's see, he'll go here, and he'll try to hit Alistair, and ghoul 1 will hit Alaric. We'll just do that really quick. Ghoul 2 will go first, because it's his turn. He'll try to bite you now. Noms. A 12 misses you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it will.
Okay. So, you got that chainmail on, right?
I have a breastplate.
Alright, so, yeah, you sort of
And
fend him
shield.
off with your shield as he comes in. Ghoul 1, going to attack Alaric. Try to bite him as well. Man. Ghoul can't get to break. Alright, it is your turn. Alistair.
Okay. All right. Seeing that, I'm going to eat up the opportunity attacks. I'm going to cast. Oh. Okay. Well, damn. I wish I could do more with that web, but I can't be able to move away from him. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I guess, toss magic missile at ghoul number 3 and the send the rest over to the ghast.
All right. I will tell you this.
If ghoul 3 dies.
Ghoul number 2 looks the most injured, you think? Like, his skin, what remains is beginning to fall off. And, like, more of his skeleton's becoming exposed. Something you should, in case you want to know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hit it at him then. And I guess they'll send the rest over to ghoul 3.
All right, roll damage. You need one more to kill him. Ghoul 2.
Well,
There you go. So he's dead. He had 4 health left.
okay.
So the 2 of them impact him. The third one is going for him, but curves around the last second and goes to hit 3.
All right.
Who is now also looking in a similar state to 2, but just before he died. Do you want to move or use a bonus action?
Can't really do anything with the bonus action. And I don't want that opportunity attack, especially if they could paralyze me. So I'll stay put.
Alright. Ghoul 3 is trapped between 2 foes, and he doesn't know which one to kill. But Tara did slash him last, so I believe she would have aggro. So he's going to try to bite you, Tara. Nope. Just nope. Alright. So, Larrick tried to get fancy and use a spell, but it didn't work out for him, so instead he's going to attack. He's going to attack Ghoul 4, because he's closest to Onid, and he knows that she doesn't have the best in AC, so he's going to attack it. Yep. Actually, it's even more than that. Okay, yeah. So, the light is still on your shield, Alistair, but there's a, coming next to a Larrick, there's a bright flash of light that momentarily blinds you all, and then when your eyes readjust to the dim light now, you see Ghoul 4 is like turning into ash. Tara.
I'm gonna just poke Ghoul 3 again.
Alright. Yeah, that is enough to murder him.
Yay!
So he tried to bite you and you sort of dodged back and just responded by sticking him in the throat with your sword. And so he did. Onid.
I'm a Eldritch Blast Ghoul number 1.
Alright. That's a hit. So he is in combat, I guess, with a Larrick. He's fending him off with his armored left arm, trying to find a good place to stab with his right, and he sort of, as he's sort of busy with that, you sort of come in with the side with an Eldritch Blast and briefly knock Ghoul 1 off his feet. But he regains his composure. Alright, Ghast. Ghast boy! He Dex? Nope. Make. So he is in strength. Is 14 good enough to break out?
14 is the DC.
Alright. So he moves here and his turn is done. Very sad for him. Ghoul 4 is dead. It's back to Aja. Ghoul 2 is dead. Ghoul 3 is dead.
Aja, what you doing?
Sorry.
You're super robot. Who are you attacking?
I didn't catch what you're saying.
I asked who you were attacking.
Oh, the Ghast.
Alright, yeah, that hits. But he is still up.
I'm gonna shoot at him again.
Another hit. Man, if you had sneak, this guy would be down for the count, but unfortunately, alas, rather, no go. But he is pretty wounded now, you think, Aja. The number of bolts you have inserted into him is substantial. Ghoul 1 is going to go over here, and its focus has been on it ever since you shot him with that Eldritch Blast, so he's going to attack you with his claws. That probably doesn't work.
My AC is 13.
Oh no. Okay, so he does hit you for 9 slashing. I need you to make a Constitution save. You have a +5 being next to Alaric. Alright.
I don't think it.
So you're like, so whenever these claws like find the gaps in your leather armor, probably like in your shoulder or something, it scratches you. Like that whole part of you just seizes up, and as you try to move it, you realize the rest of you is following suit, sort of spreading throughout your body, and you're just sitting there like quivering essentially, like spazzing a little bit. And the ghoul seems somewhat pleased with his actions, begins to salivate even more so.
Gross.
Alistair, it is your turn.
Okay. So this Ghast is looking pretty hurt.
They both are.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let's play it safe. I'm just going to hit him with a firebolt. The Ghast, that is.
Alright.
No.
That is not good enough.
Ah, damn it. All right. That's going to be it.
Alright. Alaric. We'll move here. You're paralyzed, right? Yeah. Can he fix that? We will see. Yeah, so he goes over to you on it, and with his like heavily gauntleted and armored left hand, he places his palm on it against the glow, and he places it on you, and he says something in Celestial, but you can't really can't really make it out due to your brain is even slowed down, so you understand he's written in Celestial, but you don't know what he's saying. But he says something, places a hand on you, and then you can move again.
Huzzah!
And that's his turn. And he's like,
My turn.
yeah, he's like moving to trying to place himself between you and the ghoul on it. Tara, your turn.
Alrighty. Has the gas been damaged at all?
It has.
Alrighty. Well, I am going to I'm gonna cast a spell for once and magic missile him at second level
All right.
for 11.
So these three streaks of arcane energy impact against the ghast, and you see like fist-sized rents being dug into his like pallid flesh, and you hear like bones break, but he's still up and alive, probably due to his undead nature constitution. But he's heavily wounded, you think. You got a bonus action still, and you got movement.
No, I'm not gonna do anything else.
Alright, on it.
More Eldritch Blast at ghoul number 1.
Alright. Oh, yes.
I blasted the blast out of him.
So when you hit him, you like form a fist, and you just punch it at him, and this ripple of force energy sort of extends from your hand, almost like if you watch Avatar, like the airbenders, what airbenders do, but just punches him and it like knocks him back. It hits him right in the chest and just cracks it open and knocks him back like 10 feet. And he just sprawls out dead. Alaric looks at you approvingly.
Anand looks pleased with herself.
You still got movement and a bonus action.
I don't really need to go anywhere, so I think I'm good.
Alright, the ghast's turn. Who would he go? Whose car just hit him, right? Yeah.
Actually, is anybody super hurt?
I don't think so. I think you, Alistair, and Audrey are the ones that have been hit.
And none of us are doing too bad. Okay, cool. Then yes, I'm done.
Alright, and the gas is going to claw at you, Tara. Probably misses you.
Yeah, he does.
Alright. That is his turn. Aja.
Going for the ghast again.
Definitely hits. Yeah, so you see him clawing at Tara. She's fending him away, and he's managed to sneak a bolt right into his eyeball. He falls down dead. You got a bonus action still.
I guess I'll go for ghoul 1.
Yep. Oh man.
Wait, is he not actually dead?
No, he did. Ghoul 1 is not.
Oh, I just threw him across the room. Cool.
Oh no, sorry, you did kill him. I'm sorry. I forgot to mark him off as dead. My apologies. Yeah, he totes died when you murdered him with that. Okay, so I have to go back then, backtrack. How would you like to do it, Aja? Because you did murder the ghast, the last enemy. How would you describe to me? He's locked in contact with Tara. Describe to me how you murdered this ghast.
So I guess I'm feeling pretty proud of myself at this point for whatever reason, probably because of the alcohol. So with one hand, I am going to drink from the water skin and then not even really looking at him, shoot him with the other hand.
Yeah, it is very precise aiming. Manages to soar over Tara's shoulder, hit him right in the eye zone, and with that he just falls down dead. And initiative. That's for all. Nothing else is leaping out to murder you, so you think it's safe. Reasonably so.
I guess there's another door out there to explore, right?
Yeah, well, Tara seems to have some knowledge of the leftmost door, but the one in the center, or the north one, is the one you have not reached yet. So I'll move you back here. As you guys sort of exit, Alaric takes one last look back at all the bodies in there and just shakes his head. Like the beak he gave that bird. Okay. Once you guys are back in the corridor, Alaric will ask if anyone is injured from that fight. He needs emergency healing.
Not bad.
A little bad.
All right. So he comes over to you and gives you 10 points of healing. Alright, once again his
Sweet.
palm glows with that warm light. He places it on your shoulder. And you gain 10 hit points.
I'm all better. And Anand will thank him.
You're welcome. And he says, so that door to the door across the way from us is partially ajar. Have we been inside that one yet?
Well, my owl went in, and it was, well, gruesome. Not as gruesome as here, but gruesome. Some kind of torture chamber, maybe a place that they were running tests and experiments.
Any body piles?
Bodies on racks.
Any sort of nothing arcane, nothing, no books or anything like that?
I didn't stay for that long. We could go take a look, I suppose.
Be worth it. Huh?
We may as well see all that there is to see.
Alright, so you guys go to this partially opened door. Alaric will open it further for you guys. Looking inside, you see much of what Tar described to you. first thing you would notice, Alistair, just without even having to roll because of what you've seen in the previous room with your investigation score. The bodies here, or the bodies in the disposal room, or corpse mound room, whatever you want to call it, or sort of the methods of death, or the cause of death were varied and sort of haphazard. These seem to be more focused on the physical aspects, as in applying metal or to something, specifically in the form of cutting. So you see a lot of what almost look to be like probably amateurish surgical procedures being enacted on these bodies, rather barbaric. Because usually if you want to heal someone, you don't resort to cutting them open. You use healing magic.
I'm just wondering, are there blood streaks on the ground from the left chamber to the right chamber to indicate that they were dragged, or
yes.
is there no sign?
So you can clearly see that there are blood stains in this room, and in this room over here, and this room over here. But oddly enough, there's none in the hallway, but you do see like dirty feet running from the left room to the exit here, where the mithril door is. And you see that some of these torture racks, it looks like there's dried blood on them, and there probably should be a body in there, but the restraints are broken and there is no body.
But there's no blood like going this way.
No.
How did they get in there?
I mean, you've seen your friend Alistair cast a spell that seems to clean up, things like vomit.
I have a bit of a theory. It seems to be that they're practicing with all manner of killing methods. We've seen burns and frostbites and barbaric cuts and bludgeonings. It seems to be if they're just trying to make dead bodies, they do something a bit more efficient. There's some sort of experiment, clearly. Some way to fuel that necromantic magic. I don't know if there's much more to learn in here. We might be able to move on then.
Yeah, you don't. As far as you don't see any more movement from these bodies here. They're very, cold and still. You don't see anything that could possibly contain. You do see like torture tools and like sharp implements that are oddly clean due to the amount of dried blood and viscous in this room, but they are sort of covered in a fine layer of dust.
He's certainly not making a very good argument for practicing necromancy.
How'd you... what sort of dust and slime? Can I take a look at that?
Yeah.
Like what? Is it just like is this regular, just kind of sedentary dust that would just accumulate over time in any
Yeah,
musty
just,
place?
you think so. Yeah, you don't roll for that because everyone has seen dust before in their life. Yes, it doesn't look to be anything nefarious or out of place. Like this room just hasn't seen much use. This is one of the rooms that you have noticed that has dust in it in this area. Because the study you were recently in seemed oddly clean for some reason. But this itself, this room is dirty, obviously because of the blood and everything else, but just like there's dust here as well.
Okay. And there's slime. Is that just like kind of dirt?
Yeah, it's just leftover bodily fluids that, you know,
Okay.
not all of it is blood, but most of it is.
Yeah, I believe we ought to move on then. Shall we move up to the second door or third door?
I don't particularly want to linger here.
I'll go up to the next door. Is the door open?
You know, the door is closed, but you can open it rather easily.
Be prepared. I'd say get ready, whatever you want to do. In case there's anything on the other side. And I'll open the door, like breach style.
This is what you see inside.
Oh.
You see a sort of strange mockery of a throne room that seems oddly familiar to you. But the most striking thing you notice, or two things rather, instead of a living figure there in the thrones at the end, there are like skeletal desiccated figures in there. And they're still sitting upright somehow. You're not sure exactly how. And in the middle of the room is a sort of magic circle, and arrayed around it is numerous corpses or skeletons, almost like a circle around the circle. Alistair, make an Arcana check.
All right. Can I give myself guidance on this one?
Yes, you can. And I think, actually, all of you are magic users, so all of you can make an Arcana check for this. All right. If your guidance is 2 or better, you would also know this, Alistair. So, yeah, okay. So, this magic circle seems familiar to you as well. It seems to be a much smaller, maybe scaled down version of the one that is currently surrounding the city of Stormhaven.
All right, so I'll relay that to everyone. It seemed to be just a smaller version of the same thing went on around the city. To sort of keep things out, keep things in type of circle. What do I like? So you said the two figures, the two skeletons at the end of the room they're sitting up somehow, and that's like are they just kind of like resting in an upward place, or
so they're sitting almost, if a corpse could be regal, you suppose, like straight back, not slouching, nothing like that. You'd expect that, like it to be they're sort of leaned back or collapsed partially, in the seat due to the amount of decomposure, desiccation you see in these corpses.
Is it they are holding themselves upright?
Yes. Well, something is. You're not sure what.
Are these giant suits of armor that we're seeing?
Oh, that's just because I scaled up the map to make it bigger, but they're normal suits of armor. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it looks like I said, this is like almost a gross mockery imitation of the throne room that you saw in Castle Dauntless. You know, except for the corpses everywhere in the magic circle. And it might be a 1-for-1.
There's 6 figures on either side. I try and move one of the corpses into the magic circle.
All right, so you pull one of the corpses into the magic circle, and the light so these it's like a glowing light that's being emanated from the ground essentially on this magic circle. In the light where the something crosses the threshold, the light flares briefly, but nothing else happens as far as you can tell.
So it just goes inside?
Yes.
Well, what's on these tables over here? On the right side?
You see some spell scrolls and some more potions and whatnot. Is anyone else exploring this room?
Yes, Anand would like to know what's on the tables.
So it looks like this room is oddly well preserved too, much like the study. The food here is moldy though, but everything else is very well preserved. So on these tables, it's like a grand feast has been laid out. The silverware immaculately polished, gleaming in this light, in these candles that for some reason hasn't gone out yet. But the food itself is moldy and rotten and crumbles to dust if you would think to touch it.
I want to see if I can breach the circle.
And as soon as you cross the circle, Aja, you hear a voice emanate from the far end of the room. More specifically, you think is coming from this being or creature sitting in this chair. Its lips aren't, or what's left of them rather, aren't moving, but you do hear, like how Arnett decides to move away. But you do hear a voice that seems to strangely boom out, even though the mouth isn't moving. It says, blood of my blood, by your death I will live forevermore. And forevermore sort of like echoes through the room, and as it does, the whole magic circle begins to glow brightly, and inside also begins to glow, and a figure is beginning to materialize in the center of it.
Can I cast something?
Sure.
I want to cast web in the center of the circle.
Alright. You cast web in the center of the circle. Draw shape 20 feet. Well, Aja's there, so she's gonna have a bad day.
Can I pop it just a little up so she's not? Wouldn't want to get her trapped in there.
Yeah, I'll put.
Yeah.
Just because this might come in handy.
And I'll shout out. I think those two up on the throne might have something to do with this. Maybe do something with them.
And then in the middle, Aja, right next to you, something very bad appears.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And this giant floating eye is materializing in this light, and it has like these stalks that also have eyes on them, but its skin seems to be like you know, peeling off of it, like almost falling to the floor. It's like oozing this black ichor, and its breath smells horrible, and it has like this scent of undead or death on it. In
How
addition,
tall is this room?
this room is pretty tall because it's like a throne room, so it's very vaulted. It's meant to be a mockery of it. In addition, you see these vague ghostly shapes sort of rise up out of two of the skeletons, and they take up fighting stances as they wield. Well, they don't have, but they like stretch out their hands towards the closest individual, making to float towards you menacingly. And I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Okay, are these pillars around the circle?
These are pillars here.
Okay, so,
Oh my god, why is my initiative so bad?
Alright, so the pillars would be able to like the web just kind of fills up the volume. It's a 20-foot cube. So like this undead beholdery looking thing would be able to like be caught within the web if it's connected to the pillars there.
I don't think so. He's about like 15 feet up.
It's a 20-foot 20-foot cube.
Is it a cube or is it a?
It's a cube. It says it has like special. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I got a lot of screens up, so I need.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
20-foot cube. If they aren't anchored between two solid masses, such as a floor, wall, or ceiling, it'll collapse in on itself.
Yeah. So the ceiling's too tall for it to be anchored to that.
But if I can anchor to the pillars on either side,
Yeah, if he was in between the pillars, he would be trapped. But it's like a diagonal now. That makes sense, or like a rampish. Like, I'll just draw this really quick. Somewhere out of the way.
It's a triangle.
But imagine a triangle or like a. Where's freehand? There it is. Okay, so here are the pillars. This is a side view. The web is like this on them.
okay.
That would imagine it to be, right? It's like it would sink down to where it's not anchored. It would go to the bottom.
Right.
I mean, he can be restrained if you want, but it won't do anything because he has rays. So, I mean, he can still do shit.
Yeah, that's all good. That makes sense.
Okay, so I'm missing Alistair and Alaric.
Mine should be in there.
Missed it. Okay, 14.
So I mean, if it were restrained, attack rolls against it would have, and it would have disadvantage on dex saves.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, it's restrained 15 feet up, so some of you can't hit it.
those who can that would have advantage.
Okay. Let's see. What am I doing? Here we go. Do. You want to go before or after Alaric?
I'll go 4.
And then the stews. Alright. Tara, you are first to act.
Alrighty. What do I want to do, though? Okay. I will cast Shadow Blade, which I think is a bonus action. Yes, it is. But I'm going to make my attack with it immediately after, so I'm going to attack it. And it's restrained, so we have advantage on it, right?
It is also 15 feet up in the air.
That's fine. I could throw a Shadow Blade.
Okay.
So here's my attack rolls with advantage. That is not the right number.
23 hits.
It's not a 23, it's a 19.
Okay.
I don't know why it says plus 11.
That still hits.
Is that Elven accuracy?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
That should have my dex on it. I'm sorry. That's a 20 damage, basically.
Yeah.
Alright.
As I throw the shadowy boomerang at the beholder. It's not actually a boomerang, it's just a sword. That's my turn.
Alright. Okay, and turn Shadow 2 is going to move to. Three. He's going to go here to Alistair because he cast that spell. You can do an opportunity attack if you so choose on it.
Yeah, can I just hit him with an Eldritch Blast as he goes by?
If you have Warcaster, you can.
Oh, no. Okay, I don't. But I do have a dagger.
Alright, yes.
But I don't think that hits.
Alright, and it reaches out a hand, ghostly hand to touch you. Bad touch you, Alistair. 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Alright. So he comes out to touch you, but you manage to move out of the way.
Be a little quicker than that, why don't you?
Alright. And then he looks at you, Tara. The Beholder Zombie looks at you, Tara, and its eyes flash. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Is this a sleep effect by chance?
Nope.
Okay.
You are paralyzed for 1 minute. And you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Well, goodbye, Shadowblade. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, he didn't like that. Alright. That's his turn, though. Alistair, it is your turn now.
Okay. Right, I'm going to...
Now keep in mind this thing has like almost full cover from you because you're looking at it through a pillar. I would say it has half because it's a fat boy. It has half cover.
Okay, if I move... here and stay within the shadow range.
Yeah, you're still good.
Okay. So I can see him now.
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness, but I'm going to use alchemical casting with a little zigzag pattern somatic component. I'm going to change it to fire damage. No, I said the big boy.
That does hit.
That's and I'll just fish for crits for the advantage. Okay, done. But I'll keep the first one. And then he also will take an extra 2d4 fire damage.
Alright, so you're burning up your web.
Yeah, burning up the whip.
One of his eye stalks turns to look at you.
Bring it on then. And he also has to make a saving throw. I think it's a Constitution saving throw. Yes, must make a Constitution save.
He cannot be poisoned.
Oh, all right. All right, that's going to be it.
Alright, Alaric will move up. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He will pick Aja up and move you behind him. Just for reasons. That's what he does with his... Wait, that's his action. And then bonus action... what can he do? I don't think Lesser Restoration can...
I should
it
specify.
can.
The web, only 5 feet cubes burn away where the fire hits. Not the whole thing. But I think they can spread.
Okay. And on his bonus action, he will... He will so as he moves you, Aja, you feel invigorated, or rather, time slows down for you. And as he moves you, he has cast haste upon you.
Ooh.
So, in case you're wondering, you have a +2 bonus to AC, you have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you gain additional action on each of your turns. I believe you also your speed is doubled as well. So you are now fast. That's what he does with his turn. Shadow 1 is going to move over to Alaric and try to give him a bad touch. He misses though. Right, Aja?
So I'm gonna go for the shadow.
Now, oh wait, you have crossbow expert, so you don't get disadvantage. Yeah, that hits. You can attack 3 times if you want to with haste.
Damn.
Pew pew pew.
Also hits.
But I'm going to disengage with my bonus action.
Okay. So you did a total of 20 damage to it, I believe. So, the 2 arrows you shoot into it sort of get stuck in its form and just stay there.
And there's no like deforming of the figure or
It's they sort of like it left a trail into the body like where the bolt went, but it's like reforming, but it's doing so very slowly. On it.
My bestie Eldritch Blast at Eyeball Boy.
All right. That is a hit. Man, max damage. Wowie zowie.
I was just trying for the crit there,
Okay.
but 15 damage.
Tara, you can make a Constitution saving throw. You have +5 from Alaric. Yes. You're no
Yay.
longer paralyzed. Shadow 2. It's going to move here. This time it's going to try to touch on it.
Rude.
You did not give consent, but it doesn't care. A 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay, you suffer... Well, you have resistance to necrotic damage because you're an Aasimar, right?
Yep, I do.
Alright, so you take 4 necrotic damage, but your strength is reduced by 3.
Ouch.
You need to let me know when that gets 0. If it ever does. 'Cause something bad might happen if it does. The beholder zombie casts a baleful eye at you, Alistair. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Nope.
Oh no. Okay. So, what happens is, its eye is looking at you, and if a look could kill, this would. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill you, it only does 26 necrotic damage.
26.
And you feel like if you could feel the blood in your inside of you turning like to dust, you could. Because this is like, your insides feel bad. Real bad, man. Mr. Stark, you don't feel so good. I need you to make a concentration saving throw too.
Okay,
Which would be 13, I believe, is half the damage taken.
yeah, so it's essentially a save or
It's 10. Yeah, it's a con save. It's 10 or half the damage taken, whenever it's higher.
nope.
All right, so all the web beginning to fade away. Yeah, Beholder zombies are scary boys. Beholders are scary boys. Beholder zombies are like the weaker version, but they're still scary boys. But it is your turn for rebuttal.
Oh, all right. Okay, so the shadow it's not in melee with me, right?
Shadow 2 is.
It still is.
Yeah, it's right next to you.
Okay.
It just floating
It
there.
smacked me, but it's still.
It moved here so you couldn't get away. That's why it did this. To get closer to you.
All right. I am going to yeah, I'm just going to focus down that damn beast, and I'm gonna go just all. I was gonna cast guiding bolt at 2nd level at the big old beholder.
Alright. Give me that roll. A 9 will
Cool.
not hit, though.
That was
That would have done catastrophic damage to it if it hit.
okay. Yeah. So I'm just.
That was almost max damage. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. It sure was. I'm just gonna mosey around to kind of be behind the pillar there,
Yeah.
and that'll be it.
Alright. Alaric, on his turn, will bonus action heal you with Healing Word. He says something in Celestial, which I don't know if he can speak it, but
Yes.
okay. He says by Tyrus's, he says, sorry. He says, by Tyrus's grace be healed. And he heals you for 12.
Much appreciated.
That's his bonus action. On his attack action, he will attack this shadow. Once again, there's a brief flash of light. Yeah, and this form begins to sort of like just dissipate. Shadow 1 is no more. But then again, he was close to being dead anyway. But as this brief flash of light sort of illuminates the area, Shadow 1, the shadow close to you, Shadow 2, Alistair and Anna, you notice visibly recoils. But the beholder seems largely unaffected. And that is his turn. Shadow 1 dead, it is now Aja's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna go for the zombie. I'm still hasted, right?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, that is not going to hit. That does, though.
I'm gonna use my bonus action on him too.
That's a hit as well. You still got your movement. If you like to move, you still have that. I guess you're content with where you are.
Yep.
Okay. Tara, it is your turn.
Wait, you skipped me.
I sure did. My apologies. On it.
Alright, so bonus action is healing light. So Alistair gets healed for whatever it is I'm about to. 5. That was a terrible roll.
Means
Anyway,
almost average. But he'll take
And then
any and all he can get.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna hit my beholder buddy with Eldritch Blast.
That is exactly what you needed.
Yay!
So he takes another hit. Staying put.
Well, I already used my bonus action.
I mean,
so.
like, movement-wise.
Gosh, you know what? Movement-wise, can I go here?
Yeah.
Cool, because I like being behind the pillar and still able to cast.
Alright. Well, the shadow will try to touch you as you leave its range.
Yeah, well, such is life.
It rolled a 22 to hit.
Yeah, so he hits.
Uh,
I'm still resistant.
yeah, due to your
necrotic
resistance, you only take 3 necrotic damage. But your strength is reduced by another 3. Yeah, minus 6 strength currently.
Yeah, I'm at 4 strength.
That's
Uh-oh.
not good. I'll just say that. It's not good. Alright, Tara, it's your turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna try what I did last turn. Hopefully the beholder doesn't decide to ruin my day again.
Well, you didn't allow damage to it. What did you expect would happen?
It's not dark or dim light in here by chance, is it?
No, it's strangely well lit. There's a lot of candles and torches up.
Gotcha. Well, here's my shadow blade. That's a 26.
That definitely hits.
For 19 points, and I'm gonna yeet the fuck over here.
So you did throw it again because it still hasn't descended yet.
Yeah, I imagine it's like it looks like a normal sword, but when she throws it, it like goes spinning in a way that's oddly too aerodynamic, and then it just like starts spinning backwards towards her.
Okay. Well, actually, I was reading it. It goes away, but you can resummon it as a bonus action, essentially. So it's whatever.
I know, it's just flavor.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your day.
Never gonna forgive you.
So Shadow 2, so once again, he is quite persistent. He's going to reach out for Alistair this time. He's going to try to grab ya. No.
get away.
Oh, he rolled a 9.
Stop it.
You slap his hand away. You're like, no.
Just
Bad
hang away with
shadow.
the shield.
Alright. Beholder Zombie's turn. He is going to descend and move here.
Rude!
Stomach fucker.
You also stomach.
And Tara hit him last, and Onid hit him last.
This is incredibly rude, and I disapprove.
I need you both to make Constitution saving throws.
Ah.
Yes!
Alright, so you guys only take half damage from this. I need you to take 14 necrotic damage. Onid, you reduce it even further. So you only take 7.
Here's concentration for Shadowblade. I make it.
Hey! But that is his turn. Alistair.
I'm not living a good life right now.
You're fine. All these guys do necrotic damage. You're fine.
I'm going to shut the knife once and for all. I'm going to cast another Guiding Bolt.
You need a 15.
Guiding Bolt! 17!
How would you like to do this? Actually, no, there's still the shadows left. The shadows still left. But I'll just say how you like to do this, because he's like, this is like the boss. The others are ads.
Alright, I'm going to do my little sort of trace a few concentric circles in the air. Once I get to the middle, I'll just sort of like hurl back my arm and like punch right through it, sending this like streak of golden light right through its a glassy and cloudy eye, and just pop it. Like
Yeah,
a big old
it is,
gross
and a
jelly.
bunch of like gross white milky fluid pops out and starts like spilling onto the ground, and it starts like juddering in the air, and its stalks start flailing, and its mouth starts gaping, and you see like this weird gas come out of it, and it smells real bad. But then it like just all of a sudden goes like rigid, and all of its stalks go like on end, and then it just sort of flops down dead with a thud, hits the ground.
Bullseye! And I am. See, I suppose I'll get within visual range of everyone. So I'll just like go around him. Like,
And
and then I'll
Alaric,
be like,
because he's so far away, he'll probably try to guiding bolt the I'll probably try to guiding bolt the shadow there. Which he does, and it dies. They don't got a lot of health, but they're resistant to just about everything. Except Radiant, they take double damage. But hey, you guys didn't know that. Anyway, so you guys appear to be, as the Beholder and the Shadow fall almost simultaneously, that same figure at the end of the room sort of like screams, and you hear it shout and wail, actually like shakes the entire room. And it's just like this scream of like agony and anguish. It's like no, and that no seems to reverberate for quite a while before it eventually fades. And as it does, this magic circle in the center of the room does as well.
whoa.
And then you see the figures at the end of the room also slump in their thrones.
I think we need to gather everything we can here and then make our way back to the city. We need to tell them this cabal of necromancy.
Alright, I cannot hear you at all. Is this me bugging?
Give me 1 second, guys. I need to use the restroom and get something to drink. We'll be right back. Okay?
All right. You said you couldn't hear me?
Yeah, I think she said that.
Am I coming through now?
On it. Can you hear Alistair?
I can kind of hear you all. You're sort of robot-y. I think
Okay.
my... Oh, there it's back.
Okay. I think he's basically said Alistair said we need to grab what we can and then hightail it back out of here. But I would take this short, like 5-minute break for restroom and drinkage. But we'll be back. I can use my fancy slate that says we'll be right back.
Did I make it clear that I am sans duck right now?
Oh yeah, I think you had said on the server.
Alright, I am back. You guys did very well in that fight. Better than I thought you would.
Yeah, that could have fucked us up pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially
I kept
if
them
if
from
that guy
using disintegration away because I felt like I didn't want anyone to die.
if I got hit with like either 2 3s or 2 4s
Oh yeah.
on that
The
strength save
the
or on
inner
that concept, oof.
the innervation ray, if I just took the average, would have downed you. Would have been exactly 28. But I rolled instead and got 26.
Oh. Yeah, I was 2 fucking points away. And so also, so Anna is still down some strength.
Oh yeah, it doesn't come back until I think you gotta take a long rest.
Damn.
She doesn't know that, but short or long rest. Yeah, it's a half challenge rating, but it can kill you if it reduces your strength to 0. So I'm like, okay. Okay, because I have such low health.
I'm here.
Alright. We're missing on it. At least in voice.
So I made some beef stew today.
Did you say beef or beast?
Beef.
Okay.
My patient really liked it. She usually never finishes entire meals, but this one she just took all of it. So I'm guessing she liked it.
Okay, hi. Discord on my computer is just broke.
Alright. That's fine. You're using your phone now?
Yup.
Gotcha. I guess we can get back to it then. Sure this... I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it thinks it's running and not running at the same time, so that's awesome. So what were y'all trying to say before my whole thing bugged out?
Huh?
Well, let's get right back to it. So Alistair was saying that you guys need to get what you can and get out.
Yeah,
Alright.
Paraphrasing
go ahead
there.
and I'll grab the spell scrolls and the potions.
Alright, so you scoop all that stuff up. You find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spell scrolls. You also find a pouch that has about 200 GP in there and 3 potions of healing.
Right?
So,
Okay, so does having a current strength of 4 like actually hurt me in terms of doing stuff?
if you have a strength save or check, then yes.
Okay, but not in terms of actually doing things. Cool. Anand's gonna go check out the 2 skeletons on the throne, or is Larrick doing that?
Yeah, Alaric is doing it too. You can come up with them.
Sorry, that was 200 GP, 5 spell scrolls, and what about the potions?
3 potions of healing. The scrolls are, if you open them up, False Life, Ray of Sickness, Gentle Repose, Ray of Enfeeblement, and Animate Dead.
Oh, swag.
Nice.
And there seems to be there might be a theme among all of those. It doesn't
A
take
little bit.
it doesn't take much to guess it, but there is a theme. All right. So upon more closely inspecting these figures on it, you see that even though their forms are dead, desiccated, decomposing, they're clad in regalia. Like the figure on your left has a mithril crown on its head, as does the figure on your right. The figure on the left is clad in probably noble wear, or noble garb, rather. Fine clothes. You see threads threaded with mithril in them as well. Very regal. And the one on the right has a dress on it. I need you to make just a history check.
Nope. But she's ganking those crowns.
So you go to pick up the crowns, and Alaric stops your hand,
Okay.
and he says, "This shouldn't be them, but this was my father and my mother."
What? How is that even possible?
He says, I don't know. They were buried. They had a funeral that the whole city attended. They were well loved. Everyone adored them. They certainly weren't. And as he thinks about that, his expression hardens, but he doesn't complete the sentence.
Anand is just kind of going to look at him in that way that is simultaneously like, yeah, that sucks, bro, and maybe we didn't know as much about your parents as we thought, and just kind of pat him on the shoulder because yikes, big yikes.
He says, I need to tell Anna about this.
Yes, I would imagine that you do. But
How do you know it's actually them?
Sorry. So he will say, well, based on their clothes, this is what they wore. No one else would wear clothing this fine in Stormhaven.
Was Aja the only person that heard the thing that was said?
Everyone heard it.
When she... Well, it seemed like they were excited for you to be here.
He says, I suppose that's one way of putting it.
For lack of better words. Does your family have some kind of curse that you don't know about?
If he doesn't know about it, then how would he know?
He's like, no, I don't. This is all haunted. The book. The book.
She hands over the book.
And he flips through some of it before he gets to a page that he's reading. It takes him about 30 seconds. But then, like, once he's done, he closes it and says aspects above. And he, like, sort of, the book actually drops from his hands.
Anna picks it up and then just looks questioningly at him.
What is it?
We can. He says, "I'll tell you later." But he was visibly shaken. Like, once we're back, I'll tell you with Anna.
If these are your parents, should we really leave the crowns here? This is an abomination.
He says, "Have no fear. Nothing in this place will be here. In the next hour."
What are you talking about?
He says, "I am the purifying fire, and I will burn it all to the ground."
This is part of the castle, though, right? You'd burn down the entire thing. You could risk.
No, stone won't burn, but everything else in here will, essentially.
Right, I'm going to. Were those the only like interesting thing I saw on the tables?
Yeah, there's moldy food and there's wine caskets. These barrels are like wine, but they're like giant. You can try to haul one out, but it's also probably maybe old and sour. You're not certain. You haven't tapped one.
But no, like books other than the scrolls.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this over with. We need to get a move on.
All right. And you guys leave, and you sort of go back to the study. But as you're leaving, Alaric stops by the corpse room, the torture room. He says a prayer to. He says a prayer for their lost souls, essentially, to guide them into the afterlife.
Don't you think it merits knowing what happened here? How this all came to be?
I know what happened here.
Alright, I guess you'll tell us later then.
And then as you sort of go back to the or leaving, is there anything else you guys want to get from here? Or explore or search before you leave and Alaric destroys everything, essentially.
I guess it's worth taking a look around in case we missed anything.
Can I check the runes of the circle?
This room right here? You're in?
The rune. Yeah, the rune. The runes,
Okay, so those are fading, but yeah, you can read them. It's if you can speak Infernal.
I can't, but I'll
I
yell
can
for.
speak Infernal.
Yeah, I'll yell
I'll
for.
help.
Get over here. Read these off to me as fast as you can.
Okay,
Okay.
he will do that.
So it says, by the blood of my blood and 100,000 souls will I obtain eternal life.
Mm,
Whoa. She says that very slowly and with kind of growing horror.
And Alaric's glaring at you. like he was going to tell you that later, sort of look. But you broke the news early.
She'll give him an apologetic glance, but she's not that sorry.
And on it, you wouldn't know just being here. 100,000 souls is about the population of Stormhaven. Yep.
Yep, all the pieces are fitting together in her head. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. She looks very shaken.
do I know like what kind of creature that might end up producing?
Arcana check.
All right. 25.
You're quite certain some sort of unimaginably evil being, probably a lich or something even greater than that, would be produced by sacrificing this many souls to whatever dark power they are doing so. But then again, you only know of one, really. The Betrayer. So, yeah.
Is someone that trying to be some sort of lich, extremely powerful, nigh immortal, necromantic being that feeds off of souls?
Discuss this with Anastasia. We may as well just talk about it once.
Yeah, Lyric is he's brooding. Like, you never really seen him brood much, but he's definitely brooding.
Well then, let's go. Walk and talk.
Can we do one more search around the area in case we missed anything?
Yeah, so this room, you guys have found everything here, in this room. Like these two tables here had actually the good stuff, like the spell scrolls and the money and the potions. This stuff was full of moldy food. These are just suits of armor, but they're all cast to be like one piece, so you can't really move them. These are wine casks, so there's definitely, you can hear sloshing them, but you don't know how good the wine still is. And then again, it's also like a giant effing barrel, so you can try to fit it through the door, but it might be a pain in the ass to carry up all those stairs.
Can I test the wine?
Sure. I'm just gonna tell you, it's straight up vinegar. Did not keep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spit that out on the ground.
Were there any of the other rooms that we missed, or did we go everywhere?
I believe you guys went everywhere. Let's go back to the left room was like the torture room here. The right room was that sort of disposal corpse room. Disposal/corpse room. Nothing really in there. There's if you want a bunch of scalpels and stuff, I guess you could loot the torture room, but
Not really.
there's like daggers and stuff in there as well. So I mean, if you ever need blood encrusted daggers, then yes, definitely give that room a shot. There's nothing really in the corpse room, just a bunch of naked dead people. This study has quite a bit in it, mainly all those books. There's also other alchemical supplies there. The potions that are in there are, you don't know, they're half finished sort of state for those who are inclined for alchemy, and they're full of strange liquids that you aren't sure you can identify at first glance.
All right. If there are any interesting books in the study, Anand will take them, but otherwise she's kind of too shaken to really go through.
Yeah. So, is there a book in particular you're looking for? That goes for all of you. Is there a book in particular? Like there are a lot of different books in this library. Is there a book in particular you're looking for? Let me know what subject material. I'll let you know if it's here.
All right. She would be looking for something that could possibly be relating to warlocks or just not normal magic practices that aren't necromancy.
Investigation check.
I want to look for one on. There's like sacrifice and ascension, like that.
All right.
Transformation.
Okay. 1 second. I need to write these down because these will be important later. So you find one. Entitled the appearance and prevalence of unnatural magics in Avarice is the book you find.
Okay. She's going to just kind of grab that one. And is there anything on the history and lineage of Stormhaven? That would be the other thing she was looking for.
That is not here.
Okay.
And what was the book you were looking for? Alistair. What is the book you were looking for?
The one on kind of ascension, sacrifice, and like transformation, thing like that.
Yeah. Okay. So you see one about entitled trying to come up with a fancy name, but it's cataloging. I'll come up with a fancy name later, but it's a book that catalogs the It says boons bestowed by the divine.
Okay.
I'm going to want to read that one later.
And then Tara, you find one, not about what you want, but pertaining to it's called Elvish Rituals for the Dead. Abominations? Sorry, I always get abominations and aberrations mixed up, so I need to see what these are. Okay, so yeah. You do find a book about abominations. It says abominations active. No, it would say the part abominations played in the war in heaven. The war in heaven and on earth. Heaven and Earth, sorry. I'll copy and paste it in Discord. There you go. Okay. So those are all the books you guys get. Yeah, everyone passed your investigation. 13 was the minimum, so you succeeded. Yay! All right. And as you guys go, let's move to leave with the up the staircase. The door has unlocked and actually opened to its previous state once you destroyed this beholder zombie, and sort of the magic circle dissipated. But Alaric stops and says, sort of the mantra of his order. He says, "I am the impregnable shield. I am the swift sword. I am the purifying fire." And then his eyes sort of glow with this white light, and then he says, "Burn." And when he says that, just a wave of fire like emanates from him and just starts consuming everything in his room and spreads throughout all of this basement. And then while everything's still burning, he turns and like walks up the staircase with you guys.
Well, that was possibly almost as disturbing, but you know. Anand's going upstairs. She does not seem very happy. And she's not even thinking about the fact that nobody else can probably see.
Alaric seems fine. He seems to be walking, even though he's a human, he seems to be walking through it unfazed. But yeah, he's actually very tired. You can see that, like weary, just, and maybe these events that occurred, the vast output of magical power that was just displayed, but taking a lot out of him. He's very tired, and it's evident on his face. He seems to have aged like 10 years in a day, almost.
She'll actually kind of take his arm, like, in an attempt to comfort him, because this is some heavy shit.
He seems grateful for the assistance.
I mean, she's got a 4 strength, so it's not super assistant, but...
So it's more like he's leaning against you, but he sees you, like, sag visibly, because with all of his, just his weight normally and his kit, he weighs probably around 300 plus pounds. And
she's trying, though.
And so he sees that, and he's thankful for the gesture, but he just sort of kind of leans on you instead.
She did her best.
Alright, so you guys make it back up unaccosted. You smell some stuff behind you. Obviously, the smell of burning, well, everything. But you make it up, and the ones with dark vision guiding the ones that don't have it, because Alaric is sort of out of it. He doesn't think the cast light, unless Alistair does. You guys won't be able to see.
Yes, yeah, still I'm keeping light going on my shields.
Alright, so everyone can still see. So you guys make your way back up to the castle proper. And the guards are just see you guys emerge covered in gore. And they say, what happened down there? And Alaric says, bar this door and never open it again. And they salute him, and then they make it so. They've already cleaned up the ghoul bodies that have been around since you guys have been down there. They're no longer present. And you guys make your, I'm assuming you make your way back up to Anna, or something else you guys want to do. That's where Alaric's going, back to Anna.
Yeah, we're trying to make our way back.
Yep. Anand is just following Alaric at this point. Or walking with him, whatever.
We're just sort of side-by-side situation, like lean on me sort of thing.
What's
Yeah.
the situation like in terms of like city defense? From what I can see.
Alright, so you're still on the first floor of the castle, so you don't have a good vantage point, but you see that a lot more like guards are present than usual. Like before, they were sort of walking in the halls and that sort of thing. Now they're like concentrated on choke points, entryways, staircases, that sort of thing.
So the castle's in full defense mode, basically.
Essentially, yes.
The circle's still up.
Looking outside, use the magical circle around the city walls is gone.
Oh,
Oh, bless. That's actually possibly an in-character reaction.
But yeah, so you guys are making your way to the third floor where you last left Anna with Leave. And as you go up there, there's a frantic-looking guard running up, and we sees Alaric, and you all. He sort of stops. He says, "My lords," and then Alaric says, "I just saw that report." He says, the undead in the cemetery have all fallen silent. Most recently and most strangely, but for the best, I suppose. We're having clerics work to consecrate the area to ensure this never happens again. And Alaric sort of nods and says, "Dismissed." And then you guys sort of then go past this guard who's out of breath due to him running here, make your way past like the 20 or so that you place in front of on his door, who see you guys sort of salute and like part the Red Sea, as it were, and allow you entrance into the room.
head on in.
And you guys head on in. The door is open, but Anna is sitting kind of where she was. Well, she was sitting where she was before you guys left. Also, she's changed her posture slightly. The doors have opened, but you don't see Leave anywhere. That's customary. But when Anna sees you, she stands and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you're all back and back safely." But then she notices sort of the look on Anna's and Alaric's face and says, "Well, what's wrong? You saw the problem, right? The magical circle's gone."
Is can you trust everyone in this room?
So the door has closed behind you as you guys enter. He says, well, yes, you all saved my life. I'm one of Alaric's my brother. Leave. Well, Yes, I trust leave.
There's a plot to sacrifice everyone in the city to give rise to a lich. So it's a extraordinarily powerful and immortal necromancer.
And there's a bit more to it than that.
Maybe Alaric.
Yes, I think perhaps your brother should tell it.
All right. And
She kind of squeezes his elbow through his armor, like,
yeah, he's sort of
sorry about
he's been lost in thought this whole time. That sort of like wakes him to his senses. And he goes, yes, yes.
Give him a little guidance.
And he just like
A
sighs
little bit of
and
help.
he says, Anna, our parents were not who we thought they were. And she's like a questioning look on her face. But he continues and says, I mean, I knew that they put on a facade for the people, but I never knew it was like this. I never expected this from them, from anyone.
Perhaps we should sit.
Oh, yeah. She has sat back down when she saw Alaric approach, but he's remaining standing.
No, Anand is trying to get Alaric to sit down.
Oh. He's like in the militaristic report mode, like you saw that guard doing, and he is not budging from that. It would take more than it would take more than your 4 strength to do so, or 3 strength.
It's 4, but yeah, Anand is going to sit down because she is tired as heck.
He says, while in the basement, we discovered a journal pinned by our parents' hand. Most of it was madness, but the parts we could make out, written in infernal, no less, detail a pact they made with dark powers to grant them eternal life. To that end, they decided to utilize the undead to slaughter everyone in this city. In addition to all citizens of Stormhaven, another key component was the sacrifice of their children, you and I. Unfortunately for them, I have not been present in Stormhaven this past decade. So they were forced to sort of fake their own funeral, as it were. I don't know what bodies were actually placed in the family crypt, but it most certainly was not theirs. The voice that I heard in the basement was most definitely Father's. And we managed to foil the plot. And then he's just like, so that's good, I guess.
What he means is that all traces of your parents and hopefully also their schemes have been cleansed with fire.
She's like, Anna is sinking deep into this chair, as deep as she possibly can go, and she's thinking. Like, she is visibly shook. There's no, you don't need a perception or insight check. Like, she is shaken probably to her core. A sort of fundamental pillar of her life has probably been shattered, you think, or part of her belief system, rather. And she... I'll go ahead. Like, her head is in her hands, and she's, like, on the table. Like, or her elbows are resting on the table, and her head is sort of in her hands. And, like, her hair is, like, spread around it, so you can't really see her face. But she's, like, she's clearly processing all this information that has just been presented to her. But it seems to have overwhelmed her.
I think that we all need rest and healing. Your brother, perhaps especially. There were things down there. I don't know what happened to me, but I feel quite weakened. And Alaric has spent a great deal of energy, and we were all injured in battle as well.
The drink wouldn't kill us either.
Might kill me.
Yeah, you see this Anna's, like, weakly nodding, and, like, you see the hair go up and down a little bit, but the head doesn't really move. That's the only way you can tell she's nodding. But you just hear her, like, whisper, like, leave, and then she sort of materializes from behind you, as is customary. And then leave just says, short and clipped, says, I will show you to your rooms. And I'm assuming you guys follow her out?
Yep, Anid wants like 600 years of nap.
Alright, you guys follow her out. It's a pretty short walk. It's only a minute about to your room, but it's on the same floor. As you all enter your room, leave just says, you will be called upon soon. And then she turns and leaves.
What about rooms?
And Anand calls back at her to make sure that Alaric is taken care of because he's actually quite exhausted and possibly injured.
Yeah, you have seen people try to overexert. This is all of you, rather. You've seen people who are tapped on magic, as it were. Like, just, they have reached the deepest reservoirs of their magical strength and energy and expended all of it. That is, like, the state that Alaric is in.
He is 100% out of mana.
Like, he has points of exhaustion.
Yeah, Anand is actually quite concerned. So she asks leave to make sure that someone takes care of Alaric.
She nods, and she says, thank you for your consideration. And then she looks sad. Aja and says, rolls her eyes and says, "Someone be along to take your order shortly, my lady." And she does a sarcastic curtsy to you and then leaves.
I'm going to bow back, just as sarcastically.
Yeah, true enough, someone does bring you, like, later in the day. It's about the afternoon now. Mid-afternoon, but someone does come by to bring you sort of a late lunch. Asks if you would like anything particular to drink. If you so choose, you can order your beverages here. But let's just say those who wish to get drunk get fairly drunk. But the food is still the quality you've expected from being in the castle. But you guys are sort of not called upon until the next morning. So if you want to go out in the town and do something, you can. But otherwise, we'll just like montage it into the next morning, if that's okay with everyone.
I don't have anything I want to do. Montage away.
So do we have? Would I be able to get or will we be able to get those mithril items?
You will get those soon, but you need to go like to the dwarven workshop.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
have no
just-
fear. That is a bullet point in this quest chain. Like, I'm not gonna miss out on giving you guys your goodies. Rest assured, you'll get them. Just this sort of came up before. If that makes sense.
Anand wants to go see her mother and try to figure out. She doesn't know what's wrong with her, why she feels so weak. To see if there's something that can be done for her serious strength tap that went down there.
All right. So your mother sees you like stumble into the temple, and she's like, "Oh, what's wrong, child? You didn't tangle with any of those undead, did you?"
It was a bit worse than that, actually. And she'll take her mother aside and give her an abbreviated version of the story that leaves out the very important detail that the king and queen were necromancers.
It's probably for the best.
Just that they encountered some bad stuff and there was a shadow thing and it swiped at her and then she felt real bad.
All right. So she goes and to like there's like a small like library collection of books at the temple. It's based mostly stuff on like the healing arts and like medical procedures and that sort of thing. Application of healing magic, that sort of thing. Prayer books to Solara. All sorts of things like that. But there's one about undead that like has notes various types of undead, and there's an entry for one that she's reading after you describe it to her called the Shadow, and it notes that its very touch can weaken the creature that comes in contact with it, but that seems to take care of itself after the person rests for a while.
All right, that's awesome. She is satisfied with that answer, and she'll probably get a regular heal from her mom, and then go back to the castle. And she'll give her mother a very, very long hug.
She seems surprised, but she returns it. But yeah, so in the morning, you guys feel all refreshed. All your strength is back, all your health's back, all your spells are back. There, you guys are in tip-top shape, 100%.
Can Tara would have done something during the rest. I'm sorry, the break. Yeah, the rest, actually.
What's up?
I want to get an idea for what that book's all about, what sort of information it contains, other than the obvious.
Okay, so there's a lot of talk about how elves deal with death, and how it's not like it is for humans. Like their souls sort of mitigate from body to body, and that sort of is evident in their trances they have from like past lives, as it were. It also has to deal with elvish practices for creating and maintaining undead, but ones that still have a sense of reason. It's mainly focused with like leaning heavily towards the undead aspect. Like there's like very clearly a lot of these books have a certain theme of like occult or heretical knowledge, and it seems this book seems oddly focused on creating elvish undead, how it's possible, how they maintain their sense of reasoning, what this could mean for other races, and how they can emulate that if possible. It's from a human's perspective, though, so you know he's talking about concepts that you are aware of, but they get some things wrong because it's from like an outside perspective looking in.
Oh, so this was written by a human.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, I didn't imagine that people would know about that. So this book is like, huh. Does this book have an addition to it, or is this just like the one that
This is the only one you've seen or even heard of. You haven't heard of a human even knowing of these things, which is weird or strange to you that someone would know something like this. Because you guys, the elven race usually keeps that close to the chest.
I'm just gonna tuck that book away into my bag. Wait, I'm sorry. One more question. How in detail does it go about these things? Like, was it clear that the process was used at some point during this strange thing that happened with Alarix and his parents?
It's more like you're not certain that's the case, but it's more like they're interested in, like you see a lot of notes in the margins written in that gibberish again, but it's on the pages where it talks about undead maintaining their sanity. So that seems to be what their focus was for this book, of particular interest to whoever was reading it, which is most likely Alaric's parents.
Who's the author of the book?
Oh man, I'm gonna make up some. I'm just DM's warm.
You could just say it's X. You could say it's X right now and come up with it later.
Just make up some guy's name because it's like you've never heard of this guy, but it's like Claudius. No, that's a dumb name. Let's go with Roman Blackwell. But yeah, that's the name of it. But you never heard this person before.
How old does the book look?
The pages are yellowed, and you can see it's not like disintegrating to the touch, but it's very old. It's got that musty old book smell. Pages are yellow. The ink's slightly faded. So I mean, you're guessing probably like 100 years old.
At some point during the you know what? Never mind. No, that's good for now. I don't want you to improv more stuff. I'm done.
Alright. And so in the morning, you guys are called upon by the maids that wake you up and say that Queen Anastasia Hess and Lord Marshal Alaric Stormbreaker would like to speak with you.
What? Yeah.
Well, I will go.
Basically.
Alright.
I think she's AFK.
Yeah, I think she's talking to someone else. But you guys go and to them, and they greet you. They're a bit more subdued than usual. Anastasia is usually very happy to see you, but she's a bit more solemn now. But she does start off by thanking you all for your deeds so far. Particularly, she says thank you for what you've accomplished in the basement of this castle. I'm sorry that you had to go through such a harrowing experience. But then she says, she sighs. She says, we're talking with my brother, and we've decided that we don't want to be like our parents. We want to be open with the people, and we want to tell them the truth. But we're finding it hard to the how and the when. Because we are gearing up for war. This might sap morale, make them lose confidence in the monarchy, and we don't want that. But we do want to be truthful as well. So just wanted to inform you of our intentions, and also to reward you. We also wanted to reward you for what you've accomplished so far. To that end, how do you guys feel about, we know we brought the talk before all this happened, but how do you guys feel about becoming emissaries of Stormhaven?
Well, it seems needs to be done. And I, for one, and am here to do it.
She smiles at you, Alistair, and says, well, if you are in agreement, that's wonderful news.
It would certainly look good on a resume.
And then she says like a brief smile, and from Cornwall she says, well, we can't very well have emissaries of Stormhaven going to other cities without the appropriate arms or armor. Now, can we? And then she says, Alaric is going to take you to the Ironheart Enclave, where we'll be able to outfit you with mithril gear. We've also prepared a carriage for you of sorts to help transport you between towns, or city-states rather, as well as additional funds that you may use as you see fit. The money is to the tune of 400 gold each, which Leave distributes to you now. And Alaric is ready to sort of guide you guys to the Ironheart Enclave. And then she has like a Anastasia. She sort of go to leave. Anastasia sort of curtsies again. Says, once again, thank you for all you have done. It's like I hope to see. Well, please come by and see us again before you leave.
Tara looks way too giddy about hearing about Mithril.
All right, and so you guys head towards the Forge, the Ironheart Enclave, and that is where we will end the session. I'm going to end the stream.